You're a reverse robber. You break into people's home and leave stuff to confuse families. What things do you leave? Someone broke into my garage once, didn't take any of my good tools, or anything at all. Left a decent flashlight. I was pretty confused. Probably drunk. Waronius03 was probably drunk, stole the tools, then hauled them back to his place, not realizing the garage he broke into was his own. Time to buy a carbon monoxide detector. I don't understand, what's the carbon monoxide detector for? Edit, thanks to umpbot.faceamp.reddit.com goodbot.edit number 2, first gold, woot, thanks. Also I know what a detector for carbon monoxide is used to detect carbon monoxide. But I was obviously out of the news loop. There was a Redditor who basically kept finding odd notes in his apartment. He lived in a place with low airflow. It went on for days, weeks I believe, and he posted about it being creeped out. Another Redditor said that it sounded like carbon monoxide poisoning and he went and bought a detector and sure enough that's what it was. Don't quote me on details but that's the gist. Was the deal that he was the one leaving the notes and not remembering or? Yes. Link to post https www.reddit.com Legal advice comments 34L7 Vama Post notes left in apartment. Ute medium Android app and source share. My cooking pots once cloned themselves. When we once had one of each type we suddenly had 2 identical pots of each. Turns out my in-laws got new pots and decided to give us their old ones by secretly leaving them in our cupboard. That was really confusing. I prefer the version where you just never find out where they came from. Like the adult tooth fairy where they leave pots, pans and other kitchen utensils. Ah, I do love Eastern European folklore. A remote control. I would leave really nice but also creepy notes on their dinner table. Something like you did great today, keep it up. You never know who's watching. This isn't the same because they actually took stuff, but the note was affectionate. Lol. Please lock your doors. I only stole a knife and a flask. Stay safe. Could have killed you. Love you. I wish the article said what extra stuff he gave them when he brought their stuff back. That was really considerate of him. A family photo. Of the homeowner's family. That the homeowner didn't take. Twist, the thief is the photographer from when they had their Christmas photos done at Sears in 1998. I'm looking for work, and a job that keeps showing up as I look for something local is photographer at Sears Portrait Studio. I can't believe such a thing exists. My old coworker actually had nosy neighbors call the cops on him once when he went to a house to do some electrical. Customer gave him a lockbox code, so he let himself in. He was on his 3rd trip bringing materials in when the cops showed up. While one looked over his invoice and tried to get in touch with the customer, the other kept asking him what he took from the house, and my coworker just said, "I must be the absolute worst thief because I just hauled about $2,000 worth of materials inside." The cops couldn't get in touch with the customer, so they hung around for a while. Dude just got to work and they left. TL, doctor, my coworker reversed burgled a new electrical panel. A single Vaseline-covered watermelon in the bathtub. The imagery of that situation is immensely funny. Chargers that don't match any of their electronics. 1st-gen mini USB chargers. Not my crowds like everything takes Noe. Mini USB. Just a little too big to fit anything. There was a time before mini USB as well. I just used the iUSB 7 connector the other day. A little mint on their pillows. Little pillows on their pillows. Each house would get a second-hand self-help book left on the back of the toilet. Everyone would think a different family member did it. That they'd read it themselves and felt they needed to give it to said person. Even if they lived alone, they'd think family or friends snuck in. They'd be wondering why no one said anything directly but feel too uncomfortable to ask. You could destroy entire families with just this. A single egg on a table. Painted gold. So they'll start looking for the goose, right? Sure. Honestly, I just felt like giving them an egg. Edit, okay, what the hell? I woke up to silver, thanks so much. TBH, these are trying times. I would like a nice egg. At first pass, I genuinely misread this comment at TBH, these are frying times. I would like a nice egg. I thought yes, true enough, and then a split second later realized I hadn't read it right. I'd place Tupperware in random parts of the house, but none of the lids match the tubs. That is just plain torture. They probably do that at Gitmo. Light bright, and everyone gets a different picture. Reverse rob me please. Hope you like light bright Loch Ness monsters. It would be a blessed day. Stuff I stole from the previous house. You never run out of items. Neighborhood riots begin to break out as people notice neighbors and friends with their stolen goods. People stop trusting each other. The whole town slowly becomes just a bunch of people who won't talk to each other. The whole town slowly becomes just a bunch of people who won't talk to each other. Perhaps someone did this to my town once then. I can tell you nobody ever did it in my hometown. Those people will not shut up in the goddamn grocery store. You saw her in the same place last week, Karen. How much could you possibly have to catch up on? Get the duck out of my way. Pennies. Just get thousands of pennies and hide them all around the house. They open a container in the fridge and find pennies. They look under their pillow and find pennies. They find pennies in their shoes. The possibilities are endless. They look in their change bag. Pennies. They look in their bank account. Pennies. For my bank account to just have pennies in it, someone would have to leave some after paying the $440 to take my account out of the negative. I try to find out what sports teams they are a fan of. Whatever it is, I place jerseys of their rival team in their closets. What if they don't do sports? Leave them a jersey of the most hated team of any sport, and watch them get bullied. Better yet, leave them a Nickelback shirt. Edit. While my first silver award, thank you. Edit 2. While thank you for the second silver and didn't realize how fast this comment is blowing up. And a Nickelback CD in every CD player you can find, including computer CD-ROM drives. Replace one photo in each room with a picture of Danny DeVito. You're really just improving the house at this point. It's always sunny in the house. Little rubber ducks hidden all over the place. Break in every couple of weeks and add more. Watch as the family descends into insanity because they can't figure out where all the ducks are coming from. I wanted to mail my sister rubber ducks randomly over the years. I still might do it. I've got a collection of SpongeBob pencil thingies from cereal boxes that I've been hiding around my sister's house for over a decade now. Then she hides them in my house and I do it again. We've never spoken about it. I've put him in her shoes, her chandelier, her fridge, under her pillow, in her kids' diapers, in the diaper bag, just everywhere. Even snuck some into her wedding photos. Neither of us even like SpongeBob. It's the little things. Edit. Speaking of mailing random things. She once mailed me a package containing nothing but a bouillon cube with 6 toothpicks stuck in it. I'd been having a rough day, but it made me laugh for 30 minutes straight. She's the best. I have an uncle that we visited a lot when I was growing up, and he was a fan of the University of Florida, and I was a fan of Florida State. Every time we stayed at their house for a night, I would find somewhere to leave a note saying Gators suck. Or go Noles. And wait till they told my mom that they found it or mentioned it the next time we got together. One year they had a brand new notepad on the fridge. Like 500 pages, with UF logos and such, held to the fridge. I paged about 23 of the way to the back, wrote Gators suck. And then signed and dated it. They found it about 8 years later and mailed it to me. He and his wife were too impressed and surprised to be upset. I was so proud of myself. Put beer in the fridge, replace all the fire alarm batteries, and replace all the light bulbs with energy-efficient fluorescent bulbs. Everyone else had some messed up stuff. But I like yours because a reverse robber would make something better. Good on you. It'd fold all their laundry and put all the dirty dishes away. That way when they get home they think their spouse or roommate did it and would be in a better mood. Unless they live alone. True, but when I was living alone, I would have been happy that anyone came to visit. Currently living alone and would love for someone to sneak into my house and do a few chores I keep putting off.